In this video, we are going to talk about angles in standard form. So we're looking right here at our angles in standard form, and we are going to go through some definitions over here. So it's in standard form when the vertex, which is right here, is at the origin, so 0, 0. The initial side is on the positive x-axis, and then the terminal side is here. So our definitions, the ray on the x-axis, initial side, that's here. The other ray, terminal side, the end side, terminal is end. Now, counterclockwise, a clock normally goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, this way. Counterclockwise, this way, is positive. So when you're going to the left and around, that's a positive. Clockwise, which would be this way, is negative. And then one full revolution, all the way around to there, 360 degrees. So those are just some of our basic definitions. Now, we're going to talk about drawing angles. So here we have 75 degrees, negative 160, 430. We're going to talk about drawing these angles, but let's talk about a couple of things first. So on your coordinate axes, we're going to have what I call the four corners. A more technical term is the quadrantal angles, but that's hard for me to say. So I'm going to call them the four corners. In each of these cases, we are talking about starting on the positive x-axis. So that's, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. We're talking about starting right there, okay? If we don't go anywhere, that's 0. If I come to here, so from here to here, that's 90 degrees. If I go to, I'm going to do it in blue. If I go from here to here, that's a straight angle, that's 180 degrees. And then I'll do this one in green. If I go from here to here, that's, see how it's 3 90-degree angles? 3 times 90 is 270 degrees. And then if I go all the way around back to 0, so if I come all the way around back to 0, flip, 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 back to there, 180 degrees. Now, the key point there is the 0, 90, 180, 270, and then, whoops, I said 360, but I wrote 180. 360. The key point there is those 5 numbers, 0 and 360 are actually the same point, but those 5 numbers. The reason those are important is because it tells me where this is going to lie. 75 is between 0 and 90, closer to 90, so it's going to be in the first quadrant. Negative 160, I'm going to go backwards. So that's 90, that's 180, so it's going to fall somewhere in this range. 430 is bigger than 360, so I'm going to go 360 and then loop around that extra 70 degrees. So that's the way, that's why this 0, 90, 180, 270, 360 is important to us. Let me clean up the page a little bit, and then we will go ahead and label these. Okay, and then I'm going to also label here. So I am going to label this, let's go purple. This is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Our quadrants are actually pretty important to us as we get into our pre-calculus here. It determines a lot of things. All right, let's do 75 degrees. So as I said, 75 is less than 90. So I'm going to be between 0 and 90. It's positive, so I'm going to go counterclockwise. So always starting on the positive x-axis, because I'm in standard form, vertex at the origin. And 45 would be like right there. You don't need to draw that in, but just so you see, I'm bigger than 45, but not quite to 90. So there's my angle there. Okay. For negative 160. So negative 160, I'm going to be going backwards. I'm going to be going clockwise. So negative 160, if I'm going clockwise, that's 90. That's 180. Negative. Negative 90, negative 180. So negative 160 is going to fall somewhere in here. You don't have to be super precise about exactly where, but you need to have it in the right quadrant, and you need to have it going the correct direction. And then last but not least, 430. So it's positive, so I'm going counterclockwise. Again, starting on that positive x-axis, I'm actually going to loop all the way around once, and then let's see how much further I need to go. Here's how I decide. That's my looping around once, and then that's going to give me an extra 70. So I'm going to go an extra 70, which is between 0 and 90. So it's going to go to there. Okay, so that's our first video on our angle measures.